Hey everybody, it's Tina. It's been a while since I haven't been on here. Um, for this, for the reason why I have not been on here is I've been a hypocrite, and so I'm still trying to recover my hypocriteness. But I just have something great to share with you guys, and about a dream I just had. So I just woke up from a dream. I was asking the Lord, um, that, you know, why do I continue to sin and receive forgiveness, and the angels yet sin only once and can't receive forgiveness? You know what I mean? And it's just like mind-boggling. And I'm like, what if I'm living without, another chance? And I think I'm having another chance, but technically I'm really screwed. There's like a line border, once like you're screwed, because there's a scripture. It said something, okay, it said something that really scared me, okay? It says, once you know it, then really there's no point of, once you know a sin and you continue to do it, it's like there's really no point of forgiving. Like, I don't know, that's part really, like, scared me. So, um, so what happened is, you know, I asked God, if God is still answering my prayer, then I must not be without hope. You know what I mean? So basically what happened is, in this dream, God was comparing, have me understand, the situation, and me, us, humanity, and the demons. And so what happened was, in the dream, um, the 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 guy that guy represent the other person that represent the demons. He was I was driving on the street, and then he was coming out. There was a line he was supposed to stop, but he went a little bit overboard. And then I was about to drive. I could have stopped, but somehow I didn't stop, but accidentally crashed into him. Technically, in the real world, that would be his fault because he went overboard the line. And if he didn't do that, I wouldn't crashed over him. So it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter. So I was in the right. So humanity was in the right. So what happened was, I was curving in, and I'm like, oh crap, this guy is going to beat the crap out of me, because I could have stopped, but I didn't stop. But in a way, it kind of like, well, okay, I'm sorry, like, oh snap, I just crashed into you, and accidentally, in a way that I could have stopped, but I didn't stop, like in the middle of that. And so I just rolled around, and he got out of the car like he was about to beat my butt. And he was furious, like, how dare you, kind of thing, And then so what happened was, he beat the crap out of me. Okay, he bruised me all over, even though he was like pissed off, And so basically, my family came, like 10 of my family, like 7 of my family came to defend me, and these are my heavenly family. Okay, in the dream I see my real family, but usually they represent my family forever in heaven, because that's going to be the people that make it to heaven. We're going to be one big family, and you'll feel like you've known them for years and you never met them. It's really funny. But so they came and tried to hold him back. They didn't get anything out of it, but they got a good beating themselves. Okay, and so and then the cops came, which is justice, which I think is Jesus. The judgment day or whatever. Justice came. So justice was really upset with me I was wanting to explain my situation. That guy got to explain his situation first, then me. And so I'm like, well, I was really wanting to explain my situation, and I had a reasonable explanation, and you know, I thought he was being cool and friend with being friends with that guy, and because they're talking a long time. And right when I get a chance to explain, like I was thinking, I'm like, oh, there's a camera right there. You can watch that camera. Like I had proof. And who's the camera? God is the camera. There's nothing hidden by God, you know what I mean? Even though the camera wasn't able to view the crash at the time, even though God wasn't there at the time, but God sees everything. So basically, he was screwed. So what happened was he came back. He was trying to shoot the crap of everybody was in the car, and he was trying to shoot everybody in the car, and he was pissed off at me and the family, and he was trying to even shoot the cop, and he don't even care crap. He was practically pumped up with steroids of madness. Like he didn't. He know he was wrong. He know he's going to be judged. He just don't care. He's just shooting, and then even before the police, which is Jesus or whatever, had a chance to hear a case, he knows that, okay, we are in the right, you know what I mean? And so so basically what God was trying to tell me is the fallen angels, okay, the reason why they were out without hopes is they were in the wrong. There was a line that they weren't supposed to pass, okay? Even though we did crash them, even though we did do wrong, even though we did sin, yet if they didn't pass a line, that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? If they didn't pass the line, we wouldn't crash the head of their car. And so basically what happened was, even though the cop was, kind of like upset, annoyed with us for doing what we did, which is Jesus annoyed, God is annoyed that we did do the sins we do, but we are kind of we are kind of like understandable, where versus the fallen angels and the demons, which is the fallen angel, which is demons, they've passed the line, okay, and yet they came back and abused and killed and just hated everything. Like they were pumped up with hate and pride. They were basically pumped up with pride, and what pride does is, I'm never wrong, I'm always right. Freak all you guys, kind of like that, you know what I mean? And so that's what they were pumped up with, their steroids of pride, and so they just, there was no way in calming these demons down. You know what I mean? They're just pissed off, and there was no way in stopping their anger. So even the angels of heaven try to calm them down, but there was no way, because they know that they're screwed up. They know that they're going to be judged and freaked. You know what I mean? Like they're sent down to hell, and that's why they were in the case. There has to be someone right and someone wrong. You know what I mean? There's no, what I mean, in most cases, in the reality, when you're driving a car, or something like that. So there's rules, okay? And then we go by, what technically is the given rule, and not what we think is right, but what the rule has set it to be. You know what I mean? So that's what God has set the rules to be, and that's why I was saying, like, God's been telling me I've been disobedient and continue to do makeup and stuff like that, nails and stuff, and I've been seeing a lot of like hell dreams and worms crawling up my skin, and I know it's a big sign that I need to stop doing nails, you guys. So basically I need to start doing what I'm supposed to do. But again, I think the reason why I was falling back in sin is God had allowed me to understand what judging is. God said, judge not, for you what shall we judge. When I was walking holy with God, I was pointing fingers and like, oh, you shouldn't do that, or else you're going to go hell. And basically that's what I was doing. And so now God had allowed me to do these sins again to let me know that you or yourself as a sinner before too. They are not in a state of they're not in the state you are right now, so don't look at them and condemn them. That's basically judging them, you know what I mean? So if somebody was to be doing something wrong, you know, I should say it, but not judge in a judge way, like, ugh, you disgusting whore kind of like thing, you know what I mean? Like, basically you can tell them, but don't judge them, you know, like, you can tell them to, like, but then it had me thinking that I'm a sinner. Why do I even need, you know, they are supposed to, like, you know, seek God, and but you know, some people are without knowledge and wisdom, and but then, you know, even if we tell them, it's like they won't understand anyways, you know what I mean? Like, because they are not there the state with God. What we need to bring them to Christ, and God will reveal them all things, you know what I mean? And if they're not in that state and situation yet, they won't understand, you know what I mean? Like, so I try to tell people, they're like, oh, this girl's mad, like, nails, hair, you know, crazy. And I still feel like I'm judgmental sometimes, like, you know, and I do ask God to, like, help me with that. So basically, that's what God answered me, and um, that's what God answered, that the demons, the fallen angels are without hope, and we sin, but we are with hope, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it, but how God explained it to me. That was incredible. And yeah, that was really crazy. Like, the demons, like, he knew that he was going to be judged, that he was in the wrong, and he passed the line. And so he just went and just, like, bashed all of us and just start shooting, like, and in my room, like, he just starts shooting. I'm like, oh, Jesus, help us, you know, and our family, like, we're calling for help now, you know what I mean? And so basically, you know, so yeah, that's it. Bye.